Good morning, Hoboken. Welcome back to Namaste with Dr. A. It is Tuesday. Tuesday could be a time of the week where you're like, okay, I got it. We're back at school, but I need some energy to get through. I don't feel like doing this. The week seems long. We as adults feel that way too. It's not always an easy day. So let's talk about what you need to get through a time that is difficult, but you know you have to do it. There is a word called grit. Have you heard of it? So oftentimes grit can be associated with an athlete. That football player has grit. They kept going even though they were knocked down 10 times during the game. That basketball player has grit. They kept going back and forth, down that court, back that court, making their shots even when they were exhausted. That student has grit. It's hard to do remote learning. It's hard to do all of it without a live teacher in front of you. It's difficult to concentrate in a house full of family members that seem really loud. It's daunting to wonder how long this remote learning and this lifestyle will go on for. So what do you need? You need grit. Grit, by any definition of any age of person, lifestyle of person, means a deeply invested commitment despite the difficulties. So if you have grit, you know something is difficult, and you draw in from your inner workings, from your belly, from your soul, from your heart, and you gather your resources and you get it done. Now, getting it done doesn't mean perfection, and getting it done doesn't mean always completion. It means muscling through, building endurance, continuing the fight. As a Hoboken community, we are a community of people with grit. We can get through anything. You have seen so many things in your own lives, if you stop and think about it, that you've had to endure, that maybe the average kid would have given up, but not you. Take a comfortable seat. This time with our hand on our belly, in our gut, in our grounding area where we have to pull from when things get hard. Close your eyes. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. Think of a time in your life that was so hard, and somehow you army crawled your way through. You, with the help of others or yourself or resources, continued on. You sweated it out. It was difficult, but you made it. Close your eyes. Picture that time of difficulty and why it was so hard, and imagine you on the other side of it. 3 inhales and exhales as you envision your version of grit. Connect to that gutsy part of you. Open your eyes. Come to your mat or your bath towel that's the length of you on your hands and knees. Widen your knees. Pull your seat back to your heels. Extend your hands onto your fingertips. Tense them. Release your head and let yourself melt into the mat. Lift your hips. Push them over to the right. Stretch out the right hand side of your body. Inhale into your side. Lift your hips again. This time, shift them to the left hand side, opening up that side again. You do 2 cat-cows just to warm up your body. Inhale, drop your belly, arch your back, look up. Exhale, tuck that chin, round that spine. Inhale, imagine facing the hardship ahead of you. Exhale, gathering all your resources from your gut, from your heart. Inhale the belief that you are a survivor. Exhale any excuse that could get in your way. Release back to center. From here, we want to take our knees beneath our hips, standing up tall, tucking in our tailbone, really drawing in our stomach muscles, opening your shoulders wide, looking up towards the sky or the ceiling. Inhale, open and sweep back your arms. They can stay here, or exhale, start to hinge back, opening your chest, extending your spine behind you, keeping your hips forward. If it helps to place your hands on your hips, do it. You may find a little bit of discomfort, not pain. Use your grit to see if you can extend a little further. Inhale, exhale, lean back a little. If you can touch your heels, push your pelvis forward. Inhale, exhale. 2 more times yourself. Drop your head. Slowly release back up to center. Drop your hands and knees. Widen your knees. Put your toes together. Sit down. Release some of your back stretch. 2 breaths on your own. This time, come to a seated position. Place your feet flat on the floor. Lower all the way down to your back. And we're going to slowly lift our hips. Roll back one shoulder, then the other. Clasp your hands underneath you or palms flat on the floor. I'll show you first and then join me. Lowering back little by little. You might want to just collapse and not use your muscles. But again, gather from the inside. Extend your arms. And with the grit that you're pulling from, that survivor mentality, that perseverance, that not giving up, slowly stay the path. Don't rush it until your lower back meets the ground, your middle, and your shoulders. With your feet planted firmly, lift your hips. This may be where it ends. Or with one hand and the other, plant them down, push down as you pull up your pelvis, or roll onto one shoulder, tucking in your arm, clasp your hands, roll onto the other shoulder so that you have both arms beneath you, palms together, with your tops of your quads and your pelvis reaching upward. Inhale and exhale. Notice in your body where this is difficult. Try to breathe into that space, using your grit to stick with the pose. Release your hands, palm to the ground like they're brakes. Slowly, top of your back, middle of your back, lower back down to the floor. Windshield wipe your legs to the left. Windshield wipe to the right. Feet apart, knock your knees together for a moment. One more time, feet, again, almost like you can tickle them. Your hands can almost touch your heels. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift up your seat and pelvis. Roll to one side to tuck one shoulder. Roll to the other side to tuck another shoulder. If that's not accessible, keep your shoulders flat and your palms flat down. Inhale, exhale. Feel the heat in your legs, in your glutes, maybe even in your shoulders. Acknowledge the strength that you're drawing from. Stay at that extra breath when you just think you can't do it any longer. Give it one more moment. Acknowledge how much further you can go. Slowly release the clasp in your hands, palms to the ground, pushing into the earth like brakes. Upper, middle, lower back down to the floor. Release your legs. Sweep your legs to the left, sweep your legs to the right. Come back, this time on your elbows. We're going to try something called fish pose. You can stop at any time if it's not comfortable. If you have a book and a sweatshirt, wrap your sweatshirt around the book, place it beneath your shoulder blades. If you do not, I'm going to show you how to do it without any props at all. Prop up on your elbows like you're looking down at your toes at the beach. Slowly puff your chest up, pull your head back until your head makes contact with the floor and your throat opens widely. This is the counter pose to the one before, where our neck may have felt a little crunched. Puff up your chest, make there enough space between your lower back and the floor. Elbows dig into the ground. Pulling from endurance and commitment. Imagine that moment in your life from the beginning of our session where you pushed through, where you persevered. Inhale into that time. Exhale. One more. Exhale. Slowly pull your chin to your chest. Raise back up to your elbows, and this time lower all the way down. Make any adjustments that feel good. Your feet can flop left and then right. Your arms can be pulled down and then drop to the floor. And enjoy a resting pose called Shavasana. Restoring the strength you need to continue with grit. As you stay in Shavasana, I will join you for our closing words. Whenever you think something is so difficult, go back to a time that was also difficult and think about the way you were able to stick with it, to see through the course, to use your grit. If you've done it once, you can do it again. And all the mindful movements we've done today, you may have wanted to have given up, but you stuck through it. The same applies to today, tomorrow, the next day, all the way through graduation day. You have work to get done. You have goals to meet. You have grades to uphold. Pull from your inner core like we did today in our movements, and pull from that psychological space of grit that we as a Hoboken community are known for. Putting this time our hands to our belly, connecting to our guts, our gutsiness in life. Acknowledge your strength, acknowledge your ability to get through anything. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. From my heart and home and gut to yours, Namaste. May you be kind, may you be connected, may you be committed. Namaste. Happy Tuesday.